She was dropping off some documents at her fiancé's company when she was stunned by what she found. He actually had someone make a fake marriage certificate just to fool her, and the only reason he agreed to marry her was because he treated her like a rebound to fill the emptiness after breaking up with his first love. The reason he still wouldn't break up with her now was because he felt sorry for his white moonlight whose health was failing, so he wanted to keep lying to her and make her give him a child. And only at this moment did she finally realize the real reason he was so desperate for her to have his baby was simply because he wanted to spare his first love the suffering, and if she the tool delivered their child, he could completely secure his position as the heir of the Mu family. At that moment her heart felt like it was splitting apart. She never expected that 5 years of devotion meant so little. Heartbroken, she went back to the Mu family estate the next day to see the old master and told him everything about her fiancé being hung up on his ex. Then she said she wanted to pick a new fiancé and set them free. The old master agreed without hesitation, because if she hadn't chosen her current fiancé back then, he never would have become an heir candidate in the first place. Plus the Mu family had plenty of outstanding young men. She could take her pick, but she knew she clearly wasn't good at judging people, so she might as well leave it to fate. Thinking this, she decided to draw lots, but when she casually picked a photo and saw who it was, she froze on the spot, because she had randomly picked the third young master who had secretly liked her for years, but back then all her attention had been on her fiancé, so she rejected the third young master's affection without hesitation. Yet when the old master saw the photo, he didn't look pleased at all, because the third young master had lived abroad for years and knew nothing about business, and his temperament was far from steady, so the old master wanted her to pick someone else, but she clearly had accepted her fate and didn't plan to change, so she asked the old master to inform the third young master about it. That night she went home, cooked a whole table of dishes and didn't wait for her fiancé. When he finally came home after being with his ex, he was a little surprised seeing this, so he asked why she didn't wait and started eating by herself. She expressionless said she was hungry. He saw that and didn't ask further, but when he picked up his chopsticks he realized every single dish had chili in it, and she had always remembered he couldn't eat spicy food, so he instantly felt a little irritated and questioned her, asking if she forgot he couldn't eat spicy food, but she just said she liked it. He noticed how distant she seemed and tried to get closer, but she immediately moved away from him, leaving him standing there awkwardly. So he told her the wedding house was finally renovated and said he wanted to go choose wedding dresses with her tomorrow, but she rejected him, saying she had work at the company tomorrow, then put down her bowl and got ready to leave. Right then there was suddenly a knock on the door. When she opened it, she saw a courier dropping off a package, but she clearly remembered she hadn't ordered anything, and when the courier looked up she realized it was the third young master back from overseas. Before she could even snap out of her shock, he suddenly leaned in close, whispering by her ear, telling her to open the gift only when no one else was around, and after saying that he just walked away. But when she turned back she saw her fiancé standing right behind her. She lied, saying it was makeup, but he said the box looked too dirty and he'd open it first before bringing it inside, and he reached out to open it for her, making her panic instantly because she had no idea what was actually inside that box. Luckily his phone started ringing right at that moment, and she didn't need to guess to know it had to be his ex calling. He had no idea she already knew everything about the two of them, so he lied and said something came up at the company and rushed out. Once he left she finally opened the package. Inside were some gifts and a note saying he would always be loyal to her, but after what she went through with her fiancé, she didn't believe in loyalty anymore. The next morning she was just about to head out when she saw her fiancé waiting for her at the door. He said the third young master came back last night, and the old master wanted everyone back home for dinner, but when she opened the car door, she found his ex already sitting in the front seat. She didn't want to argue, so she just sat in the back. When they arrived his eyes never left his ex. He even peeled shrimp for her and fussed over her non-stop. Watching that made her feel nothing but bitter irony. He once promised he would only eat shrimp peeled by her, yet now he could give that same tenderness to someone else without blinking. That made her genuinely angry, so she put the shrimp she peeled directly into the third young master's bowl, and her fiancé saw the whole thing. Instantly he felt upset and jealous. He questioned how his fiancé could be peeling shrimp for another man, but the young master fired back immediately, saying if he could peel shrimp for a female secretary, why couldn't she peel some for him? He even mocked the ex for looking so frail, saying she shouldn't be out here pretending to be a secretary. The ex immediately switched into sick and pitiful mode again, and her fiancé instantly started comforting her like she was made of glass. Then he picked her up and rushed her to the hospital. Watching the way he treated his ex, she completely gave up on him. So the next day she went to the bridal shop with the third young master to try on dresses, but of course they happened to run into her fiancé and his ex. Seeing her try on dresses with his brother instantly set him off. He demanded to know why she didn't ask him to come and instead brought someone else. The young master shot back again, saying he already had someone with him anyway, and that he couldn't split himself in two even if he wanted to. Right then the ex chimed in all sugary and soft, saying she loved the dress the woman was wearing and wanted to try it on. When no one responded, she started pretending to feel weak again, so her fiancé told the woman to take off her dress and give it to the ex. She rejected him immediately and said she had the gown custom designed 6 months ago, and there was no way she'd give it up to his ex. Seeing her refuse him him he tried to grab the dress off her, but the young master stopped him right away.